Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review as well as a demo of the brand new Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blur Smooth Tint Stick. So this is basically the stick equivalent of the Blurring Skin Tint, which was a more liquidy formula. So this retails at about £28, which is, I would say, quite pricey considering how much is contained within here. This contains 9 grams, which comes to 0.32 ounces. And I'm going to show this to you up close just so that you can understand the equivalent of the amount that is in here, because I was genuinely shocked when I saw how much product was in here, considering how much this costs. This is the packaging. It's actually quite cheap feeling. It's not what I would expect of Fenty, but I have learnt over the years that Fenty is very hit and miss. So I believe that's probably Rihanna's signature, I don't know, or just a squiggly design. And then it says Fenty Beauty, and then you open it up, and then you twist it up, and inside is the product. So you guys, this is all that you get. Really, this is it, you guys. £28. Wow. So I bought exactly the same shade that I am in the Blurring Skin Tint, which is shade number 10. This is described as medium with warm yellow undertones. We will get into the shade issue in a moment, but first off, really, honestly, is that it? Like, I've never come across such a small amount of product in my life. You will get through this very, very quickly, because at the end of the day, it is a cream stick foundation product. So basically, when you apply it to your face, it applies quite thickly, and you will get through this very, very fast. That happens generally with all stick foundations, but they normally have a little bit more product than this, I would hope. Maybe they don't, I don't know. Maybe they make the actual stick itself thinner, therefore you use less product. But the way this is, and especially it's quite large to apply, you will get through it very, very fast. So anyway, let's see what they say about this product off their website. It says that natural skin flex fast, lightweight coverage that melts into skin so easy you can't F it up. That natural skin flex fast, this light coverage long wear formula melts effortlessly for a second skin natural finish. The creamy smooth texture instantly blurs. Just swipe, blend, and let them wonder what your secret is. The creamy crease-proof foundation glides on seamlessly for light coverage that lets skin look like skin. Long wear light buildable coverage that resists fading and transferring. Easy to use tint stick that you can apply anywhere, anytime, no tools required. Maru butter melts into skin and helps provide all-day hydration. Quick blur complex delivers a blurred and smooth second skin finish. Sodium hyaluronic helps to provide hydration. True Color Pigments helps resist oxidization. 100% recyclable packaging, twist in the stick till it's empty and toss directly in the recycling bin. No rinsing or scraping required. 100% cruelty free. So I'm going to show me applying it first off to my face. I'm applying it not generously. This is the amount that I would normally apply with any kind of foundation stick. So I'm applying it twice on my cheeks and applying it in various other places that I generally need any kind of coverage. Bear in mind, I've got textured skin, I've got scarring, I've got redness, I've got acne scars that are healing. So generally speaking, I do like to have a little bit of coverage. However, obviously as a YouTuber, I wanted to try this foundation out. Also because out of most of the Fenty foundations, I do like them, but they can be a little bit hit and miss. So anyway, as you can see me blending this out with just a dense buffing brush, it does apply very, very seamlessly, and it blends very easily as well. It does blend into the skin like butter. Minimal blending is required, meaning that you can do it very, very quickly in the morning and be on your way. Everything is covered, as you can see, with one layer. But if you look a little bit closely, you can see that all it has done really is just even out my skin tone, but I can still see some redness. I can still see my beauty spot. I can still see the scar next to my lip from a spot that I had from a couple of weeks ago. I can still see redness around my nose. So what somebody like me would generally do is build it up, and this has been described as being light buildable coverage, which I would completely agree with. You can see me applying it extra to my cheek area, and it's very easy to layer this. I find that it doesn't go patchy and start to dry, leaving patches on the face, making it obvious as to where you've reapplied any kind of foundation. I find that it blends in with the first layer very, very easily, builds it up, and gives me that extra additional little bit of coverage that I need just to make things look a little bit more flawless. Now you can see that my face looks lovely. It looks evened out. It looks very natural, and it definitely looks very skin-like. Apologies for any outside noise. I do live in London. There seems to be a helicopter going above looking for a criminal, and birds are just flying around making noise. It's hot in here. I had to open the doors and the window. Anyway, so let's get back to what they have said about this product. Now, bear in mind that this does need to be set. It's got a slightly tacky finish to it. It is a foundation stick. All foundation sticks are very, very creamy, and especially if you add in the skincare ingredients like hyaluronic acid and the muru butter, yes, you are going to have to set it. I used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Eye and Face Micro Powder in the shade Fair Medium. Now, the reason why I've used this particularly is because it gives me a little hint of whiteness to my face, because the problem is that this is not the same shade as it is in the Blurring Skin Tint, not in shade number 10 anyway. I can't talk on behalf of other shades, I can only talk on behalf of myself. I have managed to change the colour slightly, but one thing I did find was, because this is so sheer, because this is so lightweight, even though it is a little bit on the darker side for me, it blends into my natural skin colour and it doesn't make it look obvious that it's a little bit on the deeper side. So it says long wear, but it doesn't actually attach any time to that. I actually found that this lasted quite well, up to 6 to 7 hours before I started to notice it breaking down around my nose and my chin area. The breaking down was very, very minimal, bear in mind, and I did test it out on one of the hottest days of the year in London, and it was 2-3 days ago, it was over 30 degrees. So I find that it actually did last quite long, but bear in mind I had set it. Using it on its own, it would have broken down a lot faster. This is what happens when you use cream products that contain skincare ingredients as well. So it lasts 8 hours, I would say, before it starts to really look obvious and I start to look a bit shiny as well. Definitely has a, like they describe, a second skin natural kind of finish, meaning that it looks like your real skin, which is neither matte or dry. It's kind of like a little bit in between. Even if you've got naturally oily skin and if you've got naturally dry skin, when you wash your face first thing in the morning, you can generally see that's what your skin is supposed to look like. It's a little bit of both. Crease-proof foundation, yep, I would say that it is. I didn't notice any kind of moving into any smile lines, creating any extra lines on my face and making me look aged and awful. Resists fading and transferring. Now, I definitely would say that the colour did remain despite the fact that it had started to break down a little bit. Plus, at the same time, I noticed that when I touched my hand, it was leaving slight little marks on my face. In terms of transfer, I found that it actually does hold up fairly well. The only thing that I noticed was some of my powder was coming off, but the colour itself was remaining quite decently. All day hydration, yes, I would agree with that, but you also have to remember the vast majority of us also use skincare underneath, so all it's done is add additional skincare, meaning the skincare helped to kind of break it down and gave me that glowy, hydrated kind of finish, which I didn't really want, to be honest. Resists oxidization, yep, I would say that it stays true to colour. Creamy, smooth texture, which instantly blurs. Well, I have to again agree with that as well. You saw how seamlessly it just blends into the face, and I have to say that I pretty much agree with the vast majority of what they've said, so they haven't actually made any claims which aren't true at all. Now, I'm going to obviously show you the difference between number 10 in the Blurring Skin Tint and then number 10 in the stick, because you guys need to understand that these are two completely different colours. They are not the same colour, which is slightly irritating for me. The stick itself is darker than the actual Blurring Skin Tint. This one is definitely lighter and this one is a lot deeper, which is really annoying because I obviously just blindly bought it thinking that they were exactly the same shade. Right, here is the inside of my arm because the rest of my arms are quite tanned at the moment. So this is the stick and this is the Blurring Skin Tint. You can see quite clearly they are both different colours. So this one is my perfect match and this one is not. Very annoying, but luckily I managed to make it work because it's got light coverage. But just so that you guys are aware, this is what they both look like, and bear in mind if you start to build up the stick, it will become a lot more obvious that the shade is not the correct one for you. So the difference between the two is that this is light to medium coverage and this is light coverage, and obviously the main difference being that this is a stick cream foundation whereas this is a liquid skin tint tinted moisturizer stroke foundation. Same as this, but it's just the difference more than anything in terms of texture and the way that it applies onto the face. I actually prefer this to this. This doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with this, it's just that generally I find that stick foundations break down a lot faster and these ones tend to last a lot longer, but that's just my personal preference. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with this. Personally, I would give this a 9 out of 10. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 just because it's called long wearing, and I personally wouldn't call 6, 7, 8 hours long wearing. Long wearing for me is 12 hours plus, 18 hours plus, and to me that means that this gets a 9 rather than a 10. Everything else about it, I think it performs really well. Quick on the go, fast makeup, no makeup, quick in the morning, work makeup. You don't want to look too overly done. You want your skin to look nice, natural, your skin but better. So that definitely works with this kind of skin tint. Blurs out the skin, smooths the skin. Bear in mind that even though I've got textured skin, I definitely don't think that this accentuates the skin. One thing you will notice that it does dry down once you've managed to set it. It's got a nice velvety soft feel, but as the hours progress throughout the day, it does start to feel tacky on the face, and that's one thing that I don't like about this. I prefer my skin to kind of stay the same throughout the day as long as possible, because what also happens is that it's a lot more obvious that you've actually got makeup on when it starts to break down and you start to look a little bit shiny. So that's it for my review of the brand new Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you tried it? I'm sure many of you have tried it. Some of you may have not tried it. This came out later on in the UK than it did in the US, meaning we only just got it recently. But in case anybody was interested, let me know your thoughts below. Other than that, I hope you guys are fabulous, wonderful and great, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!